As we leave here tonight, there's two key things everyone in this room is going to be able to walk out of here knowing about the property taxes and the budget expenses. So how much we're asking our taxpayers for and how we are going to spend that money. Okay, so just in order to first do our first point, talk about property taxes, we just want to talk about revenue limits first because they go hand in hand. So going back to 1993 again, this is a repeat from some things I talked about on August 8th. So just to thoroughly talk about this again real quickly here. Revenue limits are going to cap two things between state equalization aid and property taxes. Revenue limits are going to limit the amount those two numbers added up together. Okay, so state equalization aid, ultimately, as you can see, is going to be consistently in blue throughout the slides here. That's going to represent the state's portion that we get from Madison for funds 1038 to 41. Fund 10 is our general education fund, Fund 38 is our short-term debt fund, and Fund 41 is our capital improvement fund. Okay? So between what the state gives us and what we can collect from the local property taxpayers, again, that's capped by the revenue limit. In the big picture, there's one more tax that comes after that between what the state pays and what property taxpayers pay. We have this extra tax that's running onto the district there, which consists of Fund 39 long-term debt, that's referendum debt. That is outside of revenue limits, as is the community service fund, that is Fund 80. Fund 39 is ultimately dictated by our voters, and Fund 80 is under the full control of the board. So how the board decides to use Fund 80 is at their discretion. So as we go through the math here, this is a three-step process. The first step is to calculate our equalization aid. We'll learn what the state government will give us, and we'll know that final number on October 14th. So right now, we're going to use a preliminary number given to us by Wisconsin DPI. The second step, then we'll do our full revenue limit. And essentially, this is $9,200 per student. Okay, and once we know that number, then we can back into our property tax that will determine what we're asking our taxpayers for. So based on what DPI gave us, they are estimating they're going to give us $18.7 million. Okay, going to step two, again, we need to understand where our third Friday counts are. And right now, this was our budgeted assumption right now. If you take a look, we have a high water mark in 2007, 5,081 students, and it's steadily declined all the way into 14-15. 15-16, we have that jump, that spike in 4K rates here in the district. And our assumption there, the red bar, is that we would lose 25 students from last year into this year. So using that assumption, we know that we're going to have a revenue limit of $41.9 million. So now we can take that and back into our property tax levy number, and that will be $23.1 million. And historically speaking, what does that really look like in the grand scheme? The $23.1 million over time, our property tax have declined steadily since 2011-12. Okay, you can see the high water mark here was $27.8 million, and the property tax levy, which is under revenue limits, is $23.1 million as an estimate as of right now. Okay, as we take a look at the revenue limit, again, the revenue limit dictates how much money we can raise for funds 10, 48, and 41. You can see how that distribution looks. Those numbers right there, the state government is going to pick up 44 cents on the dollar, and the school district taxpayers will pick up the other 56%. Okay. Now, there's a little bit extra, again, as we take a look at the big picture here, there's this little green bar that's going to be added there, so as I kind of go back to one previous slide, we look here, that little extra green area, that's the revenue, those are taxes in excess of what revenue limits state can be raised. So that just above $5 million number there, that consists of our referendum debt, Fund 39, and Fund 80, our community service fund. Okay, if we just take a quick look at that particular year, we're on the next screen here, we'll look at just the current school year that we're in right now. So
Hey, Tom.
again, yeah, Tim?
Can you back up one?
Yeah, absolutely.
So one thing that, and I don't want to detract, but I mean, this is reassurance to me that 4K was the right idea. But what was the tax burden for the prior years? Because if I'm looking at 2012, 2013, we're looking at, it looks like a greater burden to the taxpayers than what we're sitting at now.
Well, as an overall dollar value here, and again, on page 40 and 41 here in the annual booklet, you can take a look at this if you want. again, this graph here, I can't get all the numbers in without getting too confusing. But back in 2010-11, we were asking our taxpayers for $27.2 million for the tax levy for funds 10, 38, and 41, with an additional 2.7 million for funds 39 and 80. So all in all, our tax, what we are asking for our residents, we find for 5 consecutive years and going into this budget year, it is increasing. We'll get to the actual numbers here in just a second. Okay. As we take a look here, again, the big picture here, state on the revenue limits is what's in yellow and in blue. This is the 44% that state government's going to fund us. This is the 56% that our taxpayers are going to fund us. Above, in excess of revenue limits, our voters in April gave us the right to issue $49.5 million worth of debt. And it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a little orange sliver up there, and that is Fund 80, the Community Service Fund. Okay, so this is the big picture of how we look right now. Okay? Going fund by fund from last year to this year, the Fund 10 tax levy is decreasing. The Fund 38 short-term debt levy is decreasing. The Fund 41, our capital improvement fund, is staying steady. We continue to fund our building to make sure we have walls and roofs that are in working order. We're funding that at the same rate as we have the last several years. As you'll note here, Fund 39, long-term debt, this is representing part of how we are paying back $49.5 million. That's spiking from 2.7 up to 4.8 million. So that's a $2.1 million increase. Other than this very small increase in the Community Service Fund, the only thing increasing is long-term debt approved by our voters. Everything else is decreasing. So the big picture, what's happening here is we are going to increase the entire tax levy for all funds by $938,000 over last year. That's a 3.44% increase. Okay? The estimated mill rate will be $9.07, which is going to be a 30-cent increase. When we talked about the referendum, we said that the mill rate would be impacted by 38 cents for the referendum. It came in at 30. Okay? There's additional details of all this information on pages 18 and 41. If you want to take a look, and also on page 39, there's a mill rate summary, which I'll actually bring up right here. So this is the 2015-16 Walton County School District mill rates. These are metrics that say per $1,000 of your house's assessed value, how much you're going to be asked to pay in taxes for your K-12 school district. This is the most recent data we have. Every school district like ourselves here tonight, we are finalizing our mill rates. So going back to last year's is the best we can do. As you can see, we're at the bottom of the list. So really we're asking, I guess, the least from all school districts, we're asking the least from our residents.
Tom, regarding Arrowhead, is that a cumulative total?
Yeah, it is. So I actually have an asterisk here, and I cut my footnote out. So what I did was I added up the tax levies for all their K-8 districts. I added up the tax levy for their high school district, and I divided that out. So on average, that's what the Arrowhead School District is. Okay. So as you can see, we're at the bottom of this list. Now with that 30-cent increase that we're projecting right now, even with the issuance of $49.5 million of debt, we would be at $9.07, which still keeps us at the bottom of this list. Okay. All right. So just going on to part 2 now, as we talk about the taxes we're asking for, the $28.1 million that we're asking for. How are we going to spend that amount of money? We have these budget expenditures here. Okay? So in building the budget right now, again, we have some assumptions we need to use to create the budget. We assumed a 1.5% increase in salaries and a 2% increase in health insurance. There's a 0% increase in our health insurance, our dental insurance. We did sign a new 5-year contract with Belsman, which lifted the cost of our transportation. And again, there was the $49.5 million long-term debt that the district is taking on. So we used some of that information here to build the budget. On page 19, this is a little easier to read than what's on the screen right now. I tried to put a lot of data in here. But I'm going to walk us through each of these funds here real quick at a high level view to give everybody an understanding of what's going on. All right, on my next slide here, that I have for this adopted funds are funds that are break-even funds. So Fund 21 is our donation fund, money that's donated to us. If we project we're gonna take in 100,000, we'll spend that 100,000 according to the wishes of the donors. Special education is break-even by law. We get about $2.5 million to the state and federal grants for our special education program. And the other $6 million comes from Fund 10 to make that a break-even fund. Fund 6 activity fund, that's fees that are collected, which means that are in sports or whatever activities they're in. And every time the fees are collected, they are dedicated to the purpose that they're intended to serve. Our scholarship fund is Fund 72. If we anticipate 15,000 donations coming in, we put those right back out to our students. And then Fund 80 is our community service fund. The money we raise there, we again anticipate spending that. Okay, so going back to Fund 10, that's our biggest fund. That's our general education fund. We have budgeted receipts. We anticipate of 46.9 million and expenditures of 47.1 million. That represents a $250,000 operating deficit. Going back a couple of years, last year the board approved a $625,000 deficit with the bringing on board of the 4K program. Okay, we knew that there would be some startup costs associated with that. The board gave themselves the opportunity to use 3 years worth of going into an operating deficit. So we are in the second year of that, and this budget reflects a $250,000 deficit again associated with the startup costs for 4K. Even with that deficit, this ending balance of $12.2 million represents a 26% fund balance, which is just slightly in excess of the recommended range of 15 to 25%, so we still end up at a great spot. Our short-term debt for Fund 38, we have expenses of tax revenues of $302,000, and expenditures of $389,000. We're using about $85,000 of fund balance in Fund 38. This will be the last year we ask our taxpayers for money to pay off our short-term debt. Some years ago, to keep our state pension plan fully funded, every school district had to make a contribution. We do make the WRS plan fully funded, and that's what this debt represents. We will have enough money in this fund to pay itself off by 2020, so we won't have to make this burden anymore. Fund 39, the long-term debt, this is the referendum fund. We ultimately include this plan here for the 4.8 million in tax revenues and the 5.3 million in expenditures. This is what we did with Lisa Boyson from Baird going back into June when we approved our final budget plan for long-term debt. Funds 41 and 46 are basically serving the same purpose, but they're just in a state funding aspect, just slightly different. But this is, I guess we call Fund 41 the legal house fund. Make sure our walls are good and our roofs are better and all that stuff. Okay. Fund 49 holds the proceeds of our referendum. So you can see we have 49.5 million coming in, and 3.5 million that will be going out throughout the 16-17 school year. The remaining balance will be expended in the 17-18 school year. Our food service account is typically a break-even budget, but you can see expenditures that are a little bit more than revenues, and that's just in the amount of the at the June board meeting that we said there was a couple capital purchases that Pam Harrison Company needed to make for the central kitchen at the high school that were long overdue. And then finally there's the OPEB fund, Fund 73. You can see we're starting the school year with a $9.1 million balance, and we're taking that up just north of $10 million. We continue to fund our long-term liabilities in a very fiscally responsible manner. Okay?
So, I got a question on the food service in regards to the capital projects. So, Pam Harris's assets that we purchased, was it for the high school, or what regards what did we buy exactly? I don't recall.
So we bought some large mixers, some steaming equipment that prepares food in mass volume.
All right.
So those are large one-time things. Pam had that equipment that existed from the 70s or the 80s. The technician said, you're going to rebuild this thing completely before at a higher cost than if you just were buying it now.
Yeah.
So
So were these going to be projected to come out from the referendum? When we do the high school, I mean, ultimately, I'm assuming since we're getting a new cafeteria and a new kitchen serving area, that equipment's going to come out of it. It's not going to come out of her budget.
Correct. So when we rebuild the high school serving kitchen, there's money in the referendum debt that we can take that money out of. What we purchased this past June, or gave approval for Pam to purchase this past June, that's for the central kitchen,
All right.
which
all
is
right.
located in the high school, but completely different animal.
All right. I just wanted to make sure it's coming out of the
Sure.
right place.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so fund by fund, that's our summary of where things stand, and that's on page 19 of the, budget, of the book there. Okay, so just on a budget outlook, the good stuff here is that our short-term debt will be paid off 2 years early. So that's our Fund 38, that will go away on its own, and we will no longer have to levy, for that going forward after this year. Our long-term debt financing, as we talked about here at the board level, because of the interest rate we secured, low interest rate was absolutely beneficial. We had increased state aid, and our double A bond rating, brought down the entire cost of the referendum over those 20 years by over $20 million, actually almost $24 million. So that's very good in terms of our long-term outlook. Our current facilities are well maintained. We do a good job of doing projects such as the one at Clarendon and our growth plans and everything to make sure our buildings are strong. We also have a good commitment to our technology improvements throughout the district, so we're in a good state there. Our positive open enrollment tells us that we are a destination school district. Students that do not reside in Durango are coming here at a tremendous rate, which tells us we're doing things right. Changing health insurance carriers and Blue Health Trust. Anthem is also going to positively impact our budget and our position overall. And we're getting closer and closer to fully funding our OPEB liability, which I think is a unique thing in any form of government. So we're doing the right things there. On the not so good front here, there's two challenges that are still in front of us. Resident enrollment, we're still concerned and where enrollment is taking us. Again, we've had some years of decline, but we're looking to turn that around here. Decrease of state funding. The $18.7 million we anticipate getting from state government is about $7 million lower than what they once gave us, okay? What state government could do is that the per member increase here, they look at that third bullet point on that's there. The per member increase allows for the revenue limit instead of saying, okay, you can have $9,200 per student, take $9,300 per student, and that extra 100 is a cost of living adjustment to give district schools to pay higher health insurance premiums or higher utilities to keep the bills and whatnot. And then that's been at zero for a long time. So that cost of living or that inflationary metric is kind of being ignored at this time. The outlook of state government funding, right now state government is looking at a $1 billion deficit for roads. And as they make their final 17-19 biennial budget, how that is ultimately funded, either through projects tables, or if they are pushed forward, that money is going to come from somewhere. We look at the other systems like K-12, correction facilities. So it's just important that we look at how our legislators deal with that going forward. And finally, we have to take a look at the state of our compensation in this district for your support staff, for the teachers. We want to make sure we give strong consideration, make sure we continue to be a destination school district for our employees. Okay. So with that, I'll open the floor for how we are going to spend this tax dollars. Anybody have anything else on that? Or did I do that good of a job that everyone's questions are answered?
Or they're all sleeping.
Or that?
So I think it's important to remind everyone that there is a tax levy increase due to the referendum passing last April with this budget. But I hope people's memories are not too short and that they recall that this school board had worked very hard for the previous 5 years. It's worked very hard for a number of years, but the previous 5 years we had a declining tax levy. And when we were going around and informing our residents about the potential referendum, we explained to our residents that out of the 50 districts in southeastern Wisconsin, there were only 3 K-12 districts that had a declining tax levy in the last 5 years, each of the last 5 years. That was us, Muskego, and Beaver Dam. So we have a great record in our district of being fiscally responsible, great stewards of the taxpayer dollars. And so, yes, we do have an increase this year, but let's remember that the previous 5 years, we worked really hard to keep costs down and have a declining tax levy.
I got it. So the football field, I guess, where are we sitting with that right now? I guess, so I picked up my daughter from homecoming, and I was actually quite impressed to see not a lot of mud on a lot of kids, and which is a good thing, I'm sure, for every parent. But
So are you talking about the football, or after the football game or after the dance? Hopefully there was no mud on anyone after the dance.
no, after the football game.
Okay, that's good.
But I guess kind of where is it sitting? Because I know obviously we had the issues with the money and the donations and all
Sure.
that with getting that set up. But I guess kind of how are we sitting with that right now, if anyone?
So we gave an update, I think, in June, and so this
Sure, the
past
month I
weekend
missed,
was FOMA Fest, and the fundraising is going extremely well. I think we're now just starting year number 2 of the effort to raise about $620,000, and they have paid.
It's down, the balance is down to about 120,000,
Yeah.
so they're far ahead of schedule, in my opinion, with 4 years left.
And
So
that's
it's going well. In other words.
Is that in the donations fund or where?
Yes, so that's in Fund 21.
All right.
Yep.
And I should mention that as far as the 2017-19 state biennial budget, there have been at least some positive comments coming from Governor Walker regarding K-12 funding. I've been pleasantly surprised by some of the things that he said, and he seems to right now be talking about committing to increasing funding to K-12 education. Now, obviously, there's a long way to go, and he doesn't get to decide himself. The legislature has to come on board. But he has spoken, has said some positive things. So it's something to hang our hat on for a little bit at least. And we'll start the annual meeting at 7:30 then?
Think we got a minute.
Whole minute.
No, he likes it.
Come on, Doug.
Yeah. I tried to coach him. Get stage.
Pretty good,
All the budget stuff before.
and Todd, he's been, you're gonna be,
Was watching it for a while and then I stopped.
I was in the audience.
We saw you. All right, 7:30. Do I start or you start?
No, you start.
No, I think you do. Yeah,
All
Mary.
right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start here. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. All right, this is the annual meeting of the Mukwonago Area School District, Waukesha County, State of Wisconsin. The formal budget hearing is part of the annual meeting as required by the Wisconsin Code 65.904. The annual meeting was announced in the official school district area newspaper, the Mukwonago Chief. Will you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay, I'm the temporary chairperson, and if you, all Mukwonago area school district residents are required to register at the door to vote. If you haven't done so, please do so. To vote, you have to be a citizen of the United States, 18 years of age or older, a resident of the district for at least 28 days before any election. If a person is challenged as to the qualifications to vote, the person shall state the above qualifications necessary to vote to the challenged person. If such challenged person declares he is eligible to vote and the challenge is not withdrawn, the chairperson shall administer the following oath and affirmation to the challenged person. And it's the Muni book. All right. The sole clerk acts, the school clerk, sorry.
So-
acts as the
So
clerk.
Cherry is not
So
here.
I've asked, is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
I've asked Erica to step in for Cherry. She's
Pro
gonna
tem
be here
board.
soon.
Okay, great.
The clerk, if she is present, otherwise the chairperson calls a nomination for the clerk. A nomination for the clerk.
And nominate Erica Connor,
Is it temporary?
temporary
Tell
clerk.
Cherry gets it. All right, I'll second. Any questions or concerns? Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay. All right. Election of the permanent chairperson. Do I have any nominations?
Nominate Doug Bruin.
I'll second that. Oh, just thought you came to the meeting, did ya? Okay, nominations, vote.
Doug, do you mind?
2/3 vote. Do you mind?
All right, great. Oh, yeah, as
Oh,
a matter of
yeah.
fact, you can sit right up here next to Mary.
Well, walk you through
And,
it.
I guess we have to vote first, but
Yeah.
provide, you can come on up. I think you're gonna
Okay, we
win. Pretty
Well, we
comfortable
have to-
saying that one.
Let's see who else
We have to
got.
vote him in first. Okay, we just have to vote him in real quick. All those in favor, Doug Bruins?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Me.
All right. Art's your own friend here. All right, the chairperson requests the clerk to conduct balloting. All right, if there are no two or more nominations, this should be a problem tonight. All right, responsibility chairperson.
So actually, we start by having Doug ask for approval of the minutes from the last annual meeting.
All right, I'll ask for a motion for a motion to approve the minutes from the last annual meeting, the 2015 annual meeting at this time. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
By the way, anybody here can say yes, say aye, or no, or you've got total control.
It's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Everyone plays a role.
At the top of the next page.
Okay, and then we'll go to reports. Treasurer's report, Mr. Clemens.
Alright. The accounting firm of Hawkins Ash CPAs LLP, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, is in the process of auditing the general purpose financial statements of the Mukwonago Area School District as of and for the year ended June 30th, 2016, including its various funds and account groups. Any adjustments required by the auditors for the purpose of forming an opinion on the general purpose financial statements taken as a whole have been or will be discussed with the district, and if necessary, recorded in the district's accounting records. The audit is scheduled to be completed in September. A summary of the district's unaudited receipts and expenditures are presented in the proposed 2016-17 budget included in this document. The accounts are presented in an outline form. Additional details regarding the district's budgeted receipts and expenditures are available from the Director of Business Services. In addition, copies of the audit report will be on file in the school's district office and may be examined by any elector of the district.
Great.
Ask for a motion, maybe? Okay, thank you, Todd.
All right, next.
Next, we're Superintendent's report, Mr. McNulty.
All right, thank you, Doug. And tonight is to make sure our meeting moves along efficiently. I am changing the agenda up a little bit. We're going to go to the recognition portion of the annual meeting. So the Mukwonago Area School District is extremely fortunate to have hardworking students, dedicated staff, and supportive parents and community members. It's a great recipe for success, and it's why we've adopted students, staff, and community building better schools together as our mission statement. Obviously, the ultimate show of support was the referendum passing last April, and that certainly has received a lot of attention. But I want to turn our attention or our focus tonight to several community groups and individuals who support our schools in a wide variety of ways. As we embark on our MHS renovation project, we're going to benefit greatly from the work of the skilled trades. Unfortunately, we may also witness a lack of people in the skilled trades. All of us have heard about the shortage of labor, and many of us have experienced it firsthand with remodeling projects on our own homes or expansion initiatives with our businesses. The Mukwonago Area School District has worked diligently to maintain our career and technical education program and still encourages students to explore pathways that could lead to well-paying jobs in the trades and fulfilling careers in welding, electrical engineering, manufacturing, woodworking, to name a few. Most of you are familiar with our School to Work House project that we have at Mukwonago High School, which gives our students real-world work experience by working alongside trade professionals as they construct a home. Last year, we completed our 7th home in this invaluable program. However, we could not do it without the support of numerous others in our community. And tonight we want to recognize those others. And they include Citizens Bank, Halen Homes, the Mukwonago Education Foundation, and the Rotary Club. All are integral pieces of the School to Work House program, and without their support of time, talent, and finances, the program would not be possible. So, just looking to see who's all here from that group, and actually, we're going to jump to Citizens Bank. Doug Bruins is here tonight from Citizens Bank. He's also agreed to be our chairperson. So Citizens Bank, the Rotary Club, the Education Foundation are all important financial supporters of the School to Work House project. Their volunteers spend countless hours raising needed money, such as the selling of tickets for the Playhouse raffle or organizing the Education Foundation dinner auction, and their employees donate time needed to purchase the land, complete paperwork for the loans and contracts, work with the realtors to sell the home, and countless other thankless tasks. A lot of that's done by Citizens Bank. And so those things are extremely important and are also time consuming. So tonight we want to thank Doug and Citizens Bank for their contributions for the School to Work House program. And I know Doug wants to take a minute or two to also thank the board, and he has a few words. But first I'm going to get your plaque, Doug.
And it'd be all right if I say
Yes,
a few words
that's
at
a great
this
time.
So, yeah, thank you very much for the award, and again, as Mr. McNulty said, I'm Doug Bruins, President of Citizens Bank, and I'd like to take the opportunity tonight just to thank Mr. McNulty and the entire school board for the privilege of having the Mukwonago School District as a customer, a long-term customer of Citizens Bank. Our bank goes way back to 1892, and I gotta believe that the school district, the Mukwonago School District, is probably our longest single tenured customer. We go way back. In fact, I was told recently that way back in 1977, when the bank went to its first computer system, and we needed to assign computer-compatible account numbers to different accounts, the first account number that we assigned, it's got lots of ones in it, was assigned to the Mukwonago School District, and it's the account number that one of the account numbers that the school still uses. So just an indication of how long the school district's been a customer of our bank, and we really appreciate that. Our business relationship with the school district has been much more than just a safe depository. Through the years, we've been able to extend loans, both short-term and long-term, for different financing needs. On the occasion when, for some of your bigger financing needs, when you use bonding, many times we've purchased some of those bonds as an investment, also a show of the support for the school district. We've sponsored different signs and scoreboards, such as the football field scoreboard, and because we're proud to be associated with the school district. Many of our employees get involved with volunteer for different school programs and participate in those programs to promote financial literacy. We look for opportunities to help with that. The scholarship program, for as long as I can remember, and I've been associated with the bank for 30 years, our bank has offered 4 scholarships every spring to Mukwonago High School graduates, 4 graduates that plan to continue their education in a business-related field, and we're pleased to do that. And the high school co-op program. We've had many employees that we started as high school co-op students from Mukwonago High School. In fact, our 2 longest tenured employees right now, they've both been with the bank for over 30 years, started as Mukwonago High School co-op students, so that's pretty neat. So, but in closing, getting back to the school district's deposits, I think it's great that you use a local financial institution as a depository, because that keeps those funds in our community. That allows the bank to use some of those funds to meet the financial needs of community members, many of which are taxpayers in the Quantico School District. So I really thank you and applaud you for choosing a local financial institution as a safe place for the school district's deposits. So we really appreciate the business and the opportunity to help you with your financial needs. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
And then Jerry Pfeiffer, the president of the Mugwanago Rotary Club, was going to attend tonight, but we have someone else here tonight that is an integral piece of our School to Work House program and is also in the Rotary Club and really is our liaison for the district and the Rotary Club. So Mark Blodgett, I think, is a great person to accept the Rotary Club plaque tonight, but I also want to say that Mark has been an outstanding school to work coordinator for the Mugwanago Area School District for over 20 years now, Mark, right? This is the 20th year. A lot of other high schools in Waukesha County have seen their tech ed programs, their career and technical education programs steadily decline, and some have even disappeared. Not at Mugwanago High School. We've remained a comprehensive high school and made sure that we have a wealth of opportunities for our students in career and technical education. And one of the reasons that we've been able to maintain those programs is because of the hard work of Mark Blodgett. So he and the Rotary Club deserve a lot of credit for the School to Work House program and our CTE program. So Mark, you're a very deserving recipient of this plaque. Come on up.
It's a great partnership that we have with the school district. It's our school to work construction project gets the architectural kids involved, gets the building trades kids involved, gets the interior design students involved. Rotary picks up the cost for the project, which district managers love to hear. And so it's been very successful, but as they say, it takes a village to help educate kids, and we're on a great way. So thank you. On behalf of Rotary, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. And just a little plug for the Rotary's next big event, and that's the Jack-o'-lantern Jaunt, which is coming up in October 14th and the 15th at Field Park. And then I think, Jeff, you're a worthy recipient for the Education Foundation. I know you're no longer on the board, but you're still actively involved with the Education Foundation. So if you could accept the plaque for them. And as you know, the Education Foundation is a big supporter of our schools. We just have started the most recent fall grant application process, and we have our big Education Foundation dinner auction event coming up on October 8th, and I know I've reminded the board of that several times, but thank you to Jeff and the Education Foundation for their support. All right, now we're going to shift gears a little bit. Want to give a huge shout out to Brook Life Church. I'm sorry. The other award recipient related to the School to Work House is Halen Holmes and Scott Thistle, who's been our construction manager, Mark, is that what you would call, for the last few houses, and really has done a great job to make sure that our students have a good experience with all the different contractors that are on site. So Scott, accept that one. But moving on to Brook Life Church. Tonight we have with us Brook Life's lead pastor, Rob Pylant, and his wife, Rachel, and their senior associate pastor, Julie Scheibe. So if you guys could come on up, that would be great. I know they're happy about that. So Brook Life and our district have a long history of a mutually beneficial partnership. However, since Rob's arrival 2 years ago now, Rob? Almost 2 years ago, I would say that the benefits have become somewhat lopsided in our favor. Our schools have greatly benefited from Brook Life's initiative to get parishioners connected with our schools and help with a wide variety of school improvement volunteer projects. To top it all off, Brook Life provided our staff with a back-to-school lunch on our first in-service day. We bused approximately 300 staff members to the church and were stunned to find that they arranged Chef Joe Mensch and Maxie's to cater the meal. The food and the fellowship were wonderful and went a long way to help us get the school year started off on the right foot. At a time when teachers are often criticized by a few vocal talk radio hosts or on social media sites, the teachers greatly appreciated the kindness and support that was provided by Brook Life Church. So we owe them a great debt of gratitude. That was tremendous. I cannot thank you enough for the support that you showed. I saw Julie at a wedding the previous Saturday, and she said she was making the meal, and I believed you. So it was wonderful, and it was a very, very pleasant surprise. So thank you guys. It was greatly appreciated. So as the school board knows, our budgets are tight and state aid is declining, as Tom mentioned. We can't run our district and maintain our programs without widespread community support. And this is a small sample of the groups that we need to thank. And we have several other organizations, service organizations, churches, community groups, community partners to thank. Some will have to wait. Can't thank them all tonight, but we will continue to thank more groups over the course of the next several years. So if you know of anybody that did not get thanked tonight that's deserving, there are people. We will get them next time around. That's my report.
McNulty, and next up, the board president's report, Ms. Dior.
Welcome. And first and foremost, I would like to thank the taxpayers of the Mukwonago Area School District for their dedication to our district. Thank you to the thank you to our high school. Oh my goodness, thanks to you. There we go. Our high school will be able to become a more functional place for our students to learn and grow. Our plans are coming together, and bidding will begin in January to take advantage of the new prevailing wage law. Despite passing a $49.5 million referendum, Mukwonago will still have one of the lowest, if not the lowest, tax rate in the Waukesha County. One thing we are extremely proud of is that Mukwonago is a destination district. This year we have 465 students that are open enrolling into our district. Their parents have decided that we are the best choice for their child's education. It is our mission to make sure every child is college or career ready. 382 students in the 2014-15 school year took 707 AP exams. AP exams, when passed with a minimum of 3 points, worth a 5-point total, will receive college credit for those classes, saving them, and most importantly, their parents, thousands of dollars at the college level. How does this benefit our taxpayers? Retirees selling their homes to young couples looking for a desirable district those young couples will pay more for a home to live in that district. I now draw your attention to this Sunday's Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Wisconsin faces billions in retiree obligations. While it's not always fun to be fiscally responsible, it's necessary to make sure our district is in no such situation. Our post-employment benefits, OPEB, is funded to date at 76.5%, and within the next 4 years will be fully funded. The employees of the Mukwonago Area School District will not need to worry if the benefits they have earned will be there when they retire and comes. Fiscal responsibility is the key to saving money. Our short-term debt is paid off in 2020, and most importantly, because of this, our credit rating, we received a lower interest rate on our long-term debt, which will save our district approximately $20 million over the course of our loan. Students, staff, and community, building better schools together is the focus of our board today and every day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. report is the post-retirement trust fund report.
Okay, so I got that one there.
All right.
On page 51 of the booklet that you all have. Page 51 summarized the state of our OPEB fund as of June 30, 2016. And collectively, we have $9.1 million set aside for our OPEB liabilities. As Mary just said, we're at a 76.5% funded rate. We're currently undertaking our next actuarial study currently, and we expect that number to climb quickly. So I'm very optimistic on the state of our retirement benefits that we'll be paying out to our former employees. So as you can see, the rates of return are a little low, but they're positive, which is important. If anybody has any questions on those, please let me know.
And we'll move to the action items. First one being the setting of the district levy.
So we're just looking for a motion for someone to,
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and second to approve the district levy. Any discussion? The vote, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. Motion carried.
and actually we have to do the levy, for the district's capital expansion fund. So we, can get a motion for that.
So that is just Fund 41 there. We have to do this annually to keep Fund 41.
Motion second, any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and motion carried.
Then on the next page, here's your chance to, have a discussion about board member salaries.
So, can we start on that? Because, okay, so last year I brought it up. This year I'm gonna bring it up again. This board, the board members, so the district gets too good of a value. And personally, in my opinion, that our compensation should be double, compared to, looking on page 52 of the book where we sit, that would be actually still modest in line with surrounding areas equally to this area. I personally would say 4,000 for each individual board member, then 5,000 for the president, I think. Yeah, 2,500 currently, and the individual board member makes 2,000.
So you're making a motion for,
No, I'm throwing it out there for
Okay.
discussion, I guess, right now, but I'll make a motion for that.
So right now, each board member makes 2,000, but the president gets an additional 500. So what I hear you saying, Tim, is that you're proposing 4,000 for each board member and 4,500, or 5,000
No,
for 5,000 for the president.
Yeah, and this is mostly to consider now, but also in the future too. I mean, I don't see us raising it for another 5 decade, another century again or something, but, you know, I think that's a fair amount compared to the surrounding table here.
So
So
we
again-
have a motion on the floor, correct?
Sure, why not?
Is there a second?
Anyone second?
So on page 52, we have the board member salaries. And so the teacher, the proposed teacher compensation increase was 1.6. So I would say it's $32.
32 bucks.
Yeah, but they also get it each year, so I mean. So they got We got nothing last year. And the year before. And the year before. Now do that another couple decades.
The other thing is, I've been for over many years, and yeah, that would be really nice, and I'm not saying we're not with it. We are the only people sitting here. I feel very uncomfortable that there's no otherybody else here that can do it the way we do it really well. So that's, if you wanna recruit people to come and vote for that, I'm good.
I would agree, and I hear what you're saying, and I actually probably agree to an extent, maybe not even as big of what you're thinking, because I think when we had to look at other salaries, we realized that we were making less than athletic coaches for one season. Just the comparison was a little surprising. So I hear what you're saying, especially as we have seats that open and we want to try to get people to actually run for the school board. But I'm with Cherry. I feel absolutely 100% uncomfortable voting for my own pay. That being said, I'm not even going to second it.
And I would just like to say that I do believe everybody is worth more money as well. The uncomfortableness is, obvious. I asked the board to raise their salaries 2 years prior to me being on the board, and it wasn't passed, and that was 10 and 11 years ago. They've been at this rate at least for 11 years, guaranteed. Whether it has to be 4 or it should be 3 or whatever, I do believe everybody is worth a whole lot more than what we are getting, and there at some point has to be some value for the job that is being done. So.
I think last year there was some support from the public for raising the,
Right.
I think they even made a motion last year and we just got voted down by the majority of us, but
Right.
yeah, I'd be up for increasing it, 'cause I agree with what Tim said. It's just, and I think it was Erica that just said, if you wanna get some more people, maybe make it worth a little bit, maybe it takes a little carrot or something, maybe it doesn't have to be 5,000, 4,000, maybe it can be matching Arrowhead, which is the next lowest one out there. It can be,
Yeah, and I would say
or maybe that's just a
3,
little,
31. To me, that's fair.
So you wanna make an amendment?
maybe we amend it to go.
No, that did not pass, so
Yeah,
it
the
would
other
take a new
didn't
motion.
get a second, so.
I guess so the reluctance I have is similar to what I think Cherry or saying look out here. I can just see something showing up at some point in time saying, oh, with nobody here other than the board themselves, voting themselves a raise, no matter what it is. Just the optics of that to me, and I don't disagree with anything anybody said, but I just don't think it's something that would be,
You guys all vote, you're all part of the people, right?
no.
No?
One bank there.
Gina and Mark.
And Doug.
President.
So one thing, if I could add to, I get it that it's difficult putting yourself in a position where you have to dictate your future and your compensation regarding your work. But that's part of the hard choices that we have to make as elected officials in this position. No one is gonna get rich off working off being a school board member, even if we jack it up to 10 times the highest here. No one's gonna get rich, and I don't think that's the intent anyone has. What we have to look at is the position, not the individual people, and what's fair compensation for the time and effort invested. I know how much time I put into it. I know how much time other people put into it. I think Mary actually does put in more than everyone else. The president puts in more, and that's why they deserve more than the normal board member. But take away the human aspect of what we know, that looking at ourselves and all that, but look at the individual position itself. Do you think as a citizen or your neighbor, if that's fair and just compensation? $2,000 for handling and the responsibility of millions and millions of dollars and saving your neighbors that money. No one's robbing anyone. No one is getting rich off of this. So that's all I'm saying. I think $3,000's fair. I think something is fair. You know, I'd hate to see another year go by and pretty much not give due justice to the position. So that's all I gotta say.
I have a question.
Yes.
How long has it been a stipend of $2,000?
At least
How many
11.
years?
I just know for a fact 11.
I would guess that it's been that way for many, many years,
Yeah,
at
and- and
least
here it
11.
states this amount was established in 2004, right?
Oh, okay, so there's 12. I missed one. I only chased the board for 2 years.
12 years.
You know, as a taxpayer of the district, I've been a teacher now for 35 years, so I'm not into the money. Okay, but I know that, if you want quality people who are interested in doing the job, you have to reward them in some way, shape, or form. And as I look at the salary amounts from all the other schools in Waukesha County, I would not have a problem of trying to make a happy medium of increasing the salary for $3,000, and then 3,500 for the rest.
So are you making that
You can make a
motion?
motion,
You are on.
I will make a motion to up the stipends for the board, starting in the 2016-17 school year, to $3,000 for board members and $3,500 for president.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion, further discussion?
Would it really be for the 17th? It would be, because ours reset in April, so it'd be from April, just so it's worded properly.
Yeah, I think April.
Because
I'll
we
look at
reset
the
in April.
resolution.
See, it's probably gonna be another 20 years before it.
Or could it be January 1st?
Yeah, it's up to the citizens voting at the annual meeting to determine what board salaries will be for 2016-17. So yeah, that Mark's correct in what he stated,
We're good.
and so
Okay.
I'll just put in my 2 cents. Yes, there will always be some people who will criticize. However, those people who are informed on the amount of time and dedication that each of you give to this position, and also take a look at what other boards are making, I think it's an easy choice. An easy choice. And so I'm obviously a resident too, and I would vote for this in a heartbeat.
And so, clear, if this were to pass, it would take effect when?
July 1 of 2016. It would be
So,
retroactive to July 1.
So there's a motion.
I think raising it to $3,000 is reasonable, with the 3,500 for the president. I mean, when Arrowhead's at 3,100, we're still the lowest. That's where we have to come in for everything, the lowest. So, I know. Will it entice someone? No, unless someone's really interested in this district and what we're doing here, that's gonna be the deciding factor, not what they're getting in the paycheck. But if you come to them and say, you know, we've just increased it to 1,000 and it's a little extra something in the pot to help them with the decision, then
Are they
It'll-
valued by the community and the district? Yeah.
Yeah, any other discussion, otherwise put it to vote? So the
Okay, so-
motion is board salaries of 3,000 with the board president 3,500. We got a motion and a second, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we have show of hands.
Yeah, I guess that's.
I'll count this here, 1, 2, I can count myself first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And all opposed?
Zero.
Motion carried.
Are there any abstentions?
Any abstentions? Okay. So that brings us to unfinished business. As there any other unfinished business? Not, we'll move on to new business. Number one, resolution to authorize sale of tangible property. You want me to just read that, or?
Just look for a motion. Someone
For
wanna,
a motion.
Okay,
I'll move.
I'll second.
a motion and second to approve the resolution that's stated. Any discussion?
This is just our rummage sale items. This is no major ticket item, correct? To
No,
confirm
this,
what
I
is
mean,
about.
if there's
Right.
land
It's
sales and
land.
whatnot, like what took place in front of the district office here with the county road and end project, this is giving the board the authority to make those decisions throughout the duration of the school year.
we do this every year.
Right. Alright.
If no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Same sign. Any abstentions, motion carried. Next new business, resolution to authorize school board to set, the date for the 2017 annual meeting.
Motion?
Have a
We
date?
got a motion
Oh, no, the board.
and a second. Okay, thank you. Any discussion? Yeah, it looks like it doesn't set an actual date, it just gives the school board the authority to do that, so. Any other discussion? Otherwise, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Same sign. Motion carried.
I'd like to make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Are we
Oh.
gonna give recognition to Rhode Alley, say
We
it?
already did.
Alright.
All in favor of the motion to adjourn? Say aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Oh, no, this is.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you
We
for
beat
your
last
support
year.
and everything too.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I know.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Yeah, yeah, thank you very much for the few minutes tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Quick 5-minute break.
See.
Oh, thanks. That's all right, if I can help, that's great.